Hey, great morning, beloved of the Lord. I'm getting me an early morning walk in before I go to work. I was out here before dawn. It's starting to get a little daylight now. But listen, as I was walking, I was just thinking, just meditating on the goodness of God, and just thanking the Lord for His rest. And if you guys know what I have been through and what I have come out of, you will know why that being in the rest of God is so important for me. Ever since I came out of the NAR church, the church that the Lord previously took me out of, the New Apostolic Reformation, the Apostolic Prophetic churches and stuff. God has been reconstructing, doing some reconstruction and stuff. And God has just been showing me a lot of things that wasn't Him, and just teaching me His ways without all of the fluff, without all of the fanfare and all of the distractions and everything. And when I was in that church, it was so much fear centered around witchcraft, so much warfare prayers day and night. You go to sleep, warfare prayers, wake up, warfare prayers, throughout the day, warfare prayers. And there was a lot of warfare that was going on in my life, a lot of witchcraft, a lot of fear of what the enemy is going to do when I go to sleep, through my dreams, a lot of attacks in my dreams, just a lot of stuff that was going on, house being broken into, car kept breaking down, like a lot of just like attacks on my money, my finances, on my well-being, on all of that, and I think about Jesus Christ when He says, "Come to me, all you who are heavy laden and burdened, and I will give you rest, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." God has been showing me that wasn't Him. His burden is light. His yoke is easy. And Jesus said, "Be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world." Yes, there are witches and warlocks. Yes, there is witchcraft. But do we need to be afraid of those things? Isn't God, what happened was these churches will have you more focused on the power of the devil than on the power and the might of our great God, who has already crushed Satan under His feet. And so I just been like in so much rest in Jesus. So like my finances have been blessed. I don't have attacks in my sleep anymore. I don't have to worry about none of that stuff anymore. I rest in the finished work of Jesus. I rest in the power of His might. I take the yoke of Jesus upon me. We let man put their yokes on us and put their warfare on us. And we walk around, and those things, like Job said, the thing I feared the most has come upon me, because the devil used that to instill fear in God's people. All of that rakatakaba, all of that warfare prayers. No. If you look at how people prayed in the Bible, their prayer was very calm. Jesus' prayer was always calm. Jesus was like, "Father, I thank you that you always hear me. Father, I pray for my disciples." And Paul, I just pray that the God of all peace will guard your hearts, and all of that. And if you look at it, I be paying attention. Like, it's rarely ever that they ever mention Satan in the Bible, but in these churches, the focus is always on Satan and what he's doing and what he's up to. And so, y'all, I'm just walking in the rest of God. And just know, if we haven't learned anything else from the story of Job, is that the devil has a leash on him. As long as you walk in the obedience of God, that's your protection. The devil cannot harm you as long as you stay within the parameters of the obedience of God. God got you. He said, "Those who dwell in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, you are my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust." He commands His angels over those who dwell who dwell in his secret place. How do you dwell in there? Through obedience, through worship, through communion and prayer with him. That's how you dwell. And God promised that he will not let the terror by night, nor the arrow by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at noonday. He will not let that come near your dwelling. So y'all just learn to rest in the finished work of Jesus Christ. Job only got attacked because God allowed it. So just understand that as long as you stay in obedience in the parameters of God's shelter, he covers you with his mighty wings. As long as you stay in obedience to God, you have nothing to fear. You don't have to pray warfare prayers. You can pray prayers of thanksgiving and thanking God for his yoke, thanking God for his rest, thanking God for his protection. Don't even give the devil another thought. So stop letting man put their yokes of bondage on you all when Jesus has already set us free from every yoke of bondage. Let Jesus' yoke, put on Jesus' yoke, put off every man's yoke, put off your own yoke, and put on the yoke of Jesus, because he said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Y'all have a blessed Friday and a blessed weekend going forward. I love you all. I'm just blessed, y'all. I'm just so blessed and highly favored, and really, really just like everything is opening up for me, like I see now, since I've been pulled away from that. Like, man, blessings on blessings. Every time I look around, God is always surprising me and just opening doors for me and just doing great things for me, things that never happened when I was attached to those churches and those people and all of the striving, y'all. I'm so glad that there is no more striving. I'm just resting in being a daughter of God and just thanking him for all of the spiritual blessings, which, by the way, is not material things that they like to try to say it is. But just thanking God for all of the spiritual blessings in heavenly places that God has already given to me. And y'all just be blessed. I love y'all. Toodles.